mic on, Tina. Oh, he just did it.
Yep. Oh, okay. It started. Never mind.
What's up? Is it something you can say live? I mean, there's nobody listening yet. I guess not. Welcome, everybody. I hope everybody's getting their notifications. Because tonight we're going to do something we do in this class quite frequently. I'm going to try to change it up a little bit tonight. Usually go by a coordinates, which is not an actual coordinates. It's just something I pick up and write down the numbers. But this time we're going to remote view tonight. And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's going within the mind. Now, in my observation over time, it's been about the mind. Like, that's where you travel. Whoops, I don't know who's dinging, but anyway, you travel within the mind because that's where the spirit is. The human is us experiencing. Think about the human as kind of an anchor, but it's like a thing you wanted to go through anyway. So it was a challenge you put up for yourself. No matter how long you decided to live here, whether it was a month when you were in your mom's womb or 110 years old,
right,
and anything in between, the human is just a place we can play out things, play things out and experience in a physical way.
Yep.
And that's what the attraction is to experience it in physical, because in spirit, it's etheric. It's not solid. It has properties, but it's not solid like we are. And that's why we like to come here, at least in my opinion.
Yep.
And of course we come here to learn, but it's really to experience everything, right, all sides of everything. Excuse me. Anyway, so that tonight we're going to remote view a place, but it's going to be blind. So it's just going to be something you need to rely on your own intuition to do. Just like when I do the live streams and we do the number game, where you pick a number, you get that number, you win the live reading. Same kind of concept here. It's just you're connecting in a different way, and it's good to switch things up and kind of refresh them.
Mm-hmm.
Because things can get mundane and routine, and then we're like, well,
which is good. I mean,
which it is good to get routine, but we don't want to get stuck there. We're looking for expansion right now of the consciousness. Right. So, hello, Truebird. So everybody is. We try to do a live stream of the class that me and Norma teach, the group.
Right.
The students call it a group, and we call it a class. So, whatever. It's both. This is what we get a little sample of what we do in this class, the class that I always talk about when I'm live. And this is a place of there should be no judgment. There better not be. I mean, we use judgment, but we don't judge others. Right. Because this is a place that you can be whatever you are in your life, or wherever you're at in your life, with whatever consciousness you have, awareness that you have. Everybody has different doing things, so we don't have to do this. Now, if you want to focus in on that third eye and the vision, that's good. You should do that, and just learn certain disciplines of the emotional connection to spirit, the actual seeing spirit, or seeing things play out, utilizing that third eye.
Right.
But utilizing all of them, because there's a lot of different things that we have, like the senses we have are just, they're 10 times in the spirit world. No, but in the ether, in the where we go after we leave here, there are certain levels there too, and we just keep going up. There's no stopping. We don't win the game. We just keep going. We have our wins, right? But wins and losses really don't make any difference, because they're both beneficial.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to remote viewing. Now, I feel like this is astral projecting too, because it makes it easier to imagine your etheric body going and visiting a certain place, or honing in on a certain place that you have a feeling and feel drawn to.
Right.
And you also need to remember, you can get distracted doing this. So it's really important that you keep your focus on where we're going, the target or whatever. Even if you want to connect to me energetically and see where to get where we're looking at. And we're not trying to figure out where we're looking at. We'll show that at the end of the class. We are just focusing in on the energy or the target that I'm focusing in on. So as I'm talking, allow if visions come in, if you get feelings, if you get smells, you can do this in the chat. Anyway, I was reading a comment, but it's important that you just stay on task, because especially that spiritual side, that side where we feel like we can fly or we can go anywhere, can get really hard to navigate sometimes if we're not focused on the target. So,
or sometimes if you think maybe you're getting too deep, or you can't quite figure out something, you go back to the target, coordinate or whatever it is that is been given you to, like, that center, right, to start from, and then take that step back and, okay, maybe let me look over here, like previous to what I was just looking at. What happened before that? Oh, hang on, let me see what happened just after this. Let me see if I can't figure out what this is. It's just about whatever's coming to you, and then a coordinate or a target is basically that center focus space, right? Even if you don't know exactly what it is, the numbers or the picture or whatever it is just that center point that you can focus on to get you there. And whatever you pick up, nothing is wrong, really. It's just about where it belongs in the targeted space.
Yeah. The targeted space. No, but seriously, like, there's no right and wrong way to do it. All we ask is that you allow yourself, and yes, the word imagination is going to come up a lot in this class, and it does, because your imagination is the same place you get visions from that happen, precognitive visions or dreams. When you're dreaming, that is where you're at. You're in that, wherever the mind takes you is where you're going to go. So if you keep focusing on where we're going, or at least the energy we're all collectively going to be viewing, I've already chosen it is a place, so I will tell you that. And you just, whatever you get, if you start seeing things, or you see certain buildings, or you see people, or how are they interacting, and write it down. Excuse me, write it down in the chat if you could. We would appreciate you all participating. But it's important that you find as many details as you can.
Right.
And so I should probably turn this. Sorry, that's my phone, y'all. Take it away, honey, for a second.
I've been getting dinged.
Huh?
I'm not getting dinged.
No, I mean, take it away.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were telling me to turn mine off too. Anyway, yeah, no, it is all is mind, right? So whether you're traveling with your body, or you're just allowing your senses, your imagination, your intuition, your magic to work, and you're picking up on things. It doesn't matter how it comes through for you. It's just trusting those things that are coming, right? And not, oh, well, that's just whatever. It's just my imagination. I just said I wasn't thinking.
And we've done this many times in the class. So, and me and Norma have done it many times before that we started teaching how to do it. But this is one of those aspects that will get you in that state of not just randomly getting messages, but getting messages or visions and being able to stop and look at them and don't let them pass you by, which I still let, for my own life, I do all the time. And it's usually my own ego. But let it all come. Don't be afraid. You're not going to get displaced from your body. That's a myth. At least in my book, I've never seen anything like that. That's the mind again playing with you. So yeah, you can get into a psychosis. You can get in that fear, that psychotic fear. So we need to be careful of what we're doing. But really, remember, you can't be hurt there.
Right.
And if you feel like you can't participate, don't participate. I don't want to say it's dangerous, but it can be psychologically
Yep.
So I don't know why I'm going to that dark place, but people need to understand what we're
because
dealing
there
with.
is
It's not as scary as everybody thinks it is.
But there is mental.
There are people that are
that
stuck in certain worlds or certain perceptions that can be very
harmful.
It can be harmful to them, but they're harming themselves again. You don't have to be afraid. Anyway, that's what we're doing tonight. So when anybody wants to just speak up of where we're at, or not where we're at, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, and really when you feel like you're getting lost, just kind of go back to that energy or your own energy. You can use your own and just join in with this collective. This is a collective of people doing it. So we're all sharing. I can't share because I know where we're going. And we do those sometimes where we all just go to the same place and we all know where we're going, But I think it's better to do these so that you can learn to trust yourself before we do the ones where we just go and I tell you where we're going. Because in that etheric world, you will see shit that's weird to you.
Mm-hmm.
Dirt road, you see water. Awesome. True bird.
Oh.
Do you see anything? Kind of thinking on it? Let my voice bring you there. Connect with where I'm looking at right now. Within my own mind's eye. Chickens are cooing at each other out there. You can hear the clock ticking. It's the one thing about digital, but something soothing about the clock ticking. Top.
It's a rhythm.
Tick. Top. Yep. It's like listening to a metronome. Let's see if anybody else is in stones. Ooh, Lady of Angels. That's very interesting. Green on both sides of the dirt road. Ha 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 ha.
I do see.
Truebird, and we'll reveal what it is, but Truebird, you need to yes, you're in the right place. You're seeing what I'm seeing. You just may be misconstruing it. And you can write it down, draw it, what you're seeing, and then send it to me later, like through Facebook or something. If you have any drawings, if you have any smells, or you're hearing something, or you're just, you're kind of really being drawn to a certain place. So further study that, what you're seeing. You're very, very close, Truebird. Yeah. And then Lady of Angels, same. So you further investigate what you're seeing so you can try to understand. You're not trying to figure it out exactly, just see it as you see it and let it come out. And I'll kind of help you along the way like I have. But it's interesting what I'm seeing in the chat right now. What are you seeing, babe? Nothing yet?
I just see people bickering.
You see people bickering?
Petty. Being petty.
Being petty, you got to speak up to the mic.
Sorry.
You're...
I'm still.
Oh, yeah.
I'm,
There you go.
Want me to get out of my space.
I just want people to hear what you're
space.
getting, because you're good at this. You're good at this exercise. Tina, Kathy,
I'm lost.
you're lost.
Me too. I'm just I'm lost too.
Okay.
I could tell you the only thing I've seen, but it doesn't fit into what you're saying,
What's that?
is a slight grassy hill.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're looking at things. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what
Not
I
wrong.
see.
You're not lost. You're not lost. Kathy, what's your first thought? If you asked yourself right now, what am I looking at? Or show me what I'm supposed to be looking at. What is it you see? But right away. Like, yeah, let it ruminate, but let it come into view. And maybe you're just feeling it or whatever. You're hearing something. Trust that first instinct. That first initial message that comes back.
Clanking, like a train, clanking or a roller coaster clanking.
Okay. Yep. Like I said, and that's what's important is you're hearing clanking, like you're hearing the clanking.
Yeah, or pounding.
Okay. Silence. Somebody's revving their truck. I wonder if they're stuck.
You did get a break. It rain.
Let's see what we see in chat. White birds, smell of fresh rainstorm. Yeah. Sun is shining off the water. Okay, further investigate, like now take like a more higher perspective and look like a top, like you're an eagle, right? Looking down from a much higher perspective, from a much higher viewpoint. For those who do that, if you're hearing something, go ahead and just chime in. It's important to like get it and then project it. In this exercise, that's what we're doing. But all of you are, yeah, you're seeing the small details of things. Now look at the bigger picture.
I just keep hearing quarreling over pieces.
Quarreling over pieces. That makes a lot of sense. Because not only is it a place, but it's actually what time was this happening and why. Not why. It's more the, yeah, I guess it is the why. But there's a certain time period that this happened in this certain place. And I'm not sure when it happened. And I'm not sure why it happened and why it is the way it is. So these are good. Y'all are in the right place. I'll just tell you that right now. Now, don't let yourself get distracted by like putting your thoughts somewhere else. Stay with the collective. Stay connected to Kathy, to Tina, to me, to Norma, to Lady of Angels, to Truebird, and whoever else is playing. Hopefully, Josephus. No, I think he's stuck. Or he's just revving his engine because he's trying to fix something. It's like his truck's breaking down too. He was very quiet, but I can just hear his truck revving in the distance. That's okay. I run my generator a lot of the time. Not as much today and the last few days. It's been nice. I paid $500 for a power bill last month. That's a lot. Sorry, I don't mean to distract you, but I'm just we're riffing. We're in the same place. We're in, you're in the right place. Just pick up the feelings. Try to understand, like, if you see people or if you see anything, like, okay, what is this group talking to this group about, or what is this person talking to this person about? if you hone in on people or beings around this place. Don't try to figure out where it's at yet. I mean, you can say where you think you are, but try more to just observe what you're looking at. Anything else? Everybody's quiet in trance mode. Got to be more things coming, right? Let's see. The chat's really into it.
I feel like the quarreling is over.
You see people holding hands.
See, I see people wanting resources.
Enormous seas.
And other people wanting privacy. And this person's wanting to take this person. It's like becoming a classist type of issue. It's almost like... Yeah.
It's like a class, like, the rich people
quarreling over, like, yeah.
Like, like we are dealing with right now.
Getting what? Or who should have what? Who belongs here? Who gets it?
So there's two groups or people quarreling.
At least. I could probably step back and see more.
Now, if you look, fly way up. What do you see? Like, what do you see from the sky? If you can do that, if you feel comfortable doing that. If you don't, just keep picking up on the feelings or whatever, but understand you can take from everybody else that's projecting here and then focus on maybe that's like drawing you to it. It happens like that all the time. Just as long as you're staying with the group. Splashing of water. Truebird keeps picking up water. I'll tell you right now, though, enormous quarreling, so that they're quarreling, that's right on track. But so is the rest of the projections that have came out in comments. Cattails. So let's focus a little bit on the conflicts. And like I said, we're going to zoom in and we're going to zoom out. It's kind of looking at Google Earth, but you're seeing actions being taken. It's not just pictures. And sometimes it does come in pictures, if that's, how it comes to you. This does take time to practice. Some people it doesn't. Some people they can see it right away. And I'm pretty much sure that everybody in here can see it right away, but they get in their own way. Well, that's just crazy. I couldn't say that. So we've got, so you must, Kathy, what she picked up is on target too. Just from what I can see. Like I said, we'll show you the target when we're done. And I'll let you know if I'm not trying to lead you, but the things you're picking up, I'm going to affirm or confirm. You don't see any humans? Where are you at, Truebird? You another time? This is the past. We're going to the past. Not only is it a place, but it's actually like a whole mystery. There's a mystery to it. And you're all picking up the right things. Like, I'm sure everything you picked up as far as what you viewed, now view the human aspect or the beings. Look for beings. Fly back up, take a farther away approach so you can see. Keep connecting to the collective energy. Lady of Angels, it's not Stonehenge, but you're on the right track. Just to let you know, it's not Stonehenge. So you have to further kind of go past the rocks and look and see what's going on. That's the whole thing, is we get hyper focused on one thing. So now we find out on a deeper level what was going on here. Why was this happening? How did this end up this way? And it's the location that plays a big part, because that's where the mystery is. Blue and Winnie. Blue, dude, you're not going to make it any more comfortable. Oh, it's got his bed right there. Yeah. Our dog is trying to make a comfortable spot, so he's furiously scratching at his dog bed, his new dog bed that Tina got him. Huh, Blue? So that's why a guide's important. Like, we're gonna have some more guided ones that aren't guided completely. Like, you see what you see. I can take you here. Allow the gates to open for you. I've opened it. You can see it. You just have to be able to open it within your own mind. What else are you getting, honey?
I just get the people shared the space for a while, but then someone came along and
You can't whisper because the microphone's on. We're live.
ruffled all the feathers.
And why? What feathers were they ruffling? Can you go into more detail about it? Is it that you're on track? You're making sense.
Basically, this group, it's a group. They were also working together because just thought they could come in and take it. Because they felt
so
like
one
they
group
could.
trying to take from another.
Yes.
And plunder them. Do these groups look the same, or are they different? Do they look? Okay, let's just say the same ethnicity. How come I can't say that?
Ethnicity.
Ethnicity, yes. Authenticity, yeah. It's no. It's yeah. You're right. God.
I feel like it's almost.
Somebody's mic's on. What's going on?
No, they're not necessarily the same.
They don't look the same.
Not necessarily.
Is there a big distinction, or like what else are you getting? Like, what do they look like? If you were to take one from the group, or just a whole group, and look at them.
Some look like farmers, ranchers.
Right. I mean, look like. I'm just saying, like,
people.
Normal people, like what? Like, I'm talking about race or. Norma's onto something. I'm just trying to. I am leading her right now, but I'm asking her questions to see what she's getting, because she's a very good viewer.
There's an oasis of white to olive brown.
White to olive brown. That's awesome. We're not going to solve the mystery because it's called a mystery for a reason, but we can get some clues. Egyptians. Interesting. Do you relate to that?
I can see some of that. Yeah.
So they're all mixed, but they're in two different groups.
Well, no, like the group that's being taken from is a number of ethnic, I guess.
Ethnic meaning what? Like you said, brown?
Just, yeah, well, I mean, what do you consider white? What do you consider brown?
Well, I mean, there's definitely like a different difference between white and like, different colors, off colors. But yeah, I mean, you could say a lot of people from a lot of different countries are white.
Places here.
Right.
In the space.
So what do you feel like you need to go view next? This is just me kind of helping show you how you want to go through the process. So coming from
And
there,
everyone over here
yeah,
is just doing their own thing.
yeah,
Willing to trade with one another, be civil.
okay.
They all did their thing. And these people,
Speak up, baby. You're in the microphone.
mostly Caucasian, I guess you could say.
Okay.
But I see Asian as well. Whatever that's considered.
Yeah.
Who knows if I'm being politically correct. But whatever.
Asian's the right way to say it, babe. And yet, yes, you're 100. Yes,
They
right there. I'm
just-
going to give you. That's a big clue. She just got Asians a big clue, and white people or whites are a clue too. I mean, the race or the nationality has a, I think, plays a role here.
Felt like they were superior. You could just take whatever they wanted.
Which ones felt that way?
Caucasian and Asian.
Against the
Everybody else.
everybody else. Ooh. We'll reveal the target here in a few minutes. Josephus says Egyptians. Got quiet in here, but we've got some viewers in here, so welcome everybody. We're doing a remote view for a certain place that I haven't let anybody know what the target is, but we're remote viewing a target blindly. I'm not, because I know where it is. But I'm also letting people know, like, I'm giving her confirmation to what she's seeing. And anybody else, like, I still have, that's why I have questions about it. That's why I had the idea to go view this place. Varying shades of olive flesh. Kathy, Tina, if you don't have to speak up, but if you're getting anything else, as crazy as it may sound when it comes out of your mouth, let it come out. Dive deeper into the pool of the everything and the nothing. You need me to mute, babe? You need to. Did I just see a mosquito? Be the first one I've seen all year. But the Stonehenge really got me because I could relate it to that, but there's more. You're only seeing parts of it. But that made a lot of sense. Bird sounds, that made a lot of sense. Now we go in and get the deeper mystery, so that's going to take some looking at things that aren't so positive. Yes, we want to view the positive, but we want to see all of it for as much as we can see. It's interesting hearing from my perspective. I'm like, all of you are picking up on it, but you say you can't or you don't. Well, not everybody in here, but I guess I'm using Norma as an example. I do that too much, but she's my only example. I can't see. I just never could, but she sees all the time. Every time we do these, she picks up the really interesting stuff. So we're using her as the muse to muse all of you and inspire you to see more, experience more. What are we looking at right now? Look at the good, look at the bad, look at the ugly, look at all of it.
Red sashes or rope and musty old dirt smell.
Musty old dirt smell. Red sashes, where are the red sashes at?
Don't know yet.
All right, good job though. This is like enlightening for sure. That's very. I can confirm that. I can't confirm, but We'll see where it goes. The red sashes obviously have something to do with something.
Yeah, it's on a person with a sword. A sword.
Oh. Now, this is what I don't know about, so I'm seeing a person on a sword, but horsemen, like people on sword or on horses with a red sash. It's around their waist, right? Or at least that's what I'm seeing. It's tied around their waist.
Yeah, the upper half.
Yeah. They seem to be like, if I were to perceive it, they seem to be like very fierce, but seems to be good. Or if you were to view it from history, it would be the good guys. But because I'm picking up like somebody very fierce, but also like they're warrior spirits. But they don't seem. They seem like they're fighting for a good cause.
Protecting their land.
Yep. And that red sash means they're all together. They live together. They die together. At least that's what I'm picking up. That's cool because you've given me some things, give me some visions. And I was just viewing a place, and why it was the way it was, why this place was this place. And we're picking up like a war or a battle, which it seems like to me. I don't know, everybody that's been watching and listening this far.
I picked up on the peaceful times too. There was a huge mixture of.
So everybody was cool at one time.
Yeah.
For how long were they cool? Wasn't that long? Probably 100 years, huh?
The Great Wall of China.
Boom. You just, yeah, you know what you're viewing. That was exactly where we are. Now that you know this, what else is coming through? You should be getting some other information. Let it in, because that should have caused a flood of information right there. Give yourself a few minutes to catch up. Well, what I was actually viewing and what I wanted to see, and that was a few things. It was around the Great Wall of China. Then it was also, I was watching a program about somebody who's been there, and they're like, it's kind of funny because at certain parts of the wall, like this wall where the tourists go, where you only see unless you really look. He's like, but most of it's like dilapidated. It's like ancient. It's, you can clank. It's like clackety. It's like you were picking up the clanks. You were at the right place and you saw it. Yeah, that was awesome, Kathy. But there's a lot of things that everybody's picked up. Dark purple or dark red. See, megalithic structures, not necessarily ruins, but not occupied currently. Yeah, you're going to the places where they don't show you on TV, where they don't show you in pictures. Because most of the Great Wall of China it's a ruin. You can still climb it. And it's stacked in stones like Stonehenge. So you're all picking up on it. And now we know where it is. What happened? Why was this wall constructed? Whoa, we got a screecher out there. Dinosaurs are alive out in the run, chicken run. But this is how it works in this class. This is what we do. We've still got 20 minutes.
Like power struggles. There's been a lot of.
Like, why was the wall? The wall was built because of a lot of power struggles. So were they trying to keep people in or keep people out, or did they switch places? Mm-hmm. That's what I kind of feel like.
Keeping peace.
What's that?
Keeping peace.
Keeping peace. So they were. That makes sense because all the arrow holes and stuff is pointed toward China, though. So in the older parts, the places that have been redone, to my understanding, from what I watched, they're pointing away from China. But all the other arrow holes are pointing on the inside of the wall in this ancient ruin, in the ruin part of it. Oh, the Mongolians. That's
Yeah,
another.
Yes, I was about to say.
I think that guy, that Genghis Khan that we've always known to be evil and a maniac, he wasn't, and this probably was part of the struggle. It was Genghis Khan, wasn't it? That was
classism,
invading.
which is
But
what I was kind of picking up.
but remember, the Mongolians are right next to the Russians too, so in that area, so you're getting Russians too.
Asian.
Yeah, it's right there where Caucasian and Asian meets. If you ever look at a Russian, they look, and Mongolians the same way. They look more Asian, but they look Russian too. You're gonna hear my ASMR soda being poured right now. I don't know if you guys can you hear that?
Not really.
Okay, good. Background noise is working.
Yeah, there's been some power struggles, and someone built the wall, kind of like the whole, tear down that wall. It's the walls that we all want to put between us and the other. That really doesn't matter if we can respect each other
and work
our own
together
way,
and trade together,
right?
and like you
And
said, yeah, that's
then
pretty
it
cool.
works out just fine. But when people think they have control of it, or they should be in control of it, or we should do it their way, or their way is the only way, or however you want to put it in so many different modalities. When we allow others to control us as opposed to just working with one another and understanding each other and respecting, hey, he's got 15 acres, I got 3 acres. Okay, so I'm going to keep my shit within this place, and he's going to keep his shit within that place. And
we're going to help each other. We're going to look out for each
Yeah.
other. We're going to, we're not going to.
I'm going to make sure that.
But there's always those greedy groups that just need to have everything, and that's what Genghis Khan learning about Genghis Khan. He was savage, but
he learned that.
He knew that he had to take care of all of the elite people, like the people that are just trying to control everybody.
Because his brother was, and
his brother was he was a stepbrother, was his half brother, stepbrother.
And here's the whole thing: when
he was part of that aristocracy,
that's
the word.
I don't have the same statute as you. Why? Because of who? Wait, what?
Like
or
what?
Just
Nobody.
as hard as you do.
Not everybody. Yeah.
The exact same thing. I'm just as smart. But because of who you were born to, you're suddenly more special than I am.
Because if you go to Mongolia, they have statues of him because he did for a long time. He did keep the peace. He kept the peace because every time he would let them, and when I say them, I mean an elite society.
Like, I'm not here to kill you,
they're above
but
everybody
I don't think
else.
You deserve this.
That controls everything or wants to control everything.
Right.
He kept that from happening. And everybody had their own free right to do. I mean, the Mongolians had certain things. The ancient Mongolians had.
Right.
This is interesting.
Ancient everything was brutal. Let's be real. Once upon a time,
maybe the Mongolians built the wall and they lost, so
maybe
they don't get. That just came into my head.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe that's why the arrow holes are pointed toward China to keep everybody out, and maybe. I don't know how the wall works, though, but maybe the Mongolians built the wall. If all the arrow holes and the holes to attack are going into China instead of out to, I think, is Mongolia right there. Well, there's parts of it. It goes across Russia, too, I think. Oh, my God, that makes sense to the geography. Y'all did a great job tonight. And if you keep seeing things, I mean, because I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I think that's why it was because of, and that's probably in the history books.
It got to a point that Genghis,
I'm gonna have to watch
all
more.
he knew was war.
Because all he could, because every time he let down his sword, these parasites would creep back in, and they would, and he's like, I can't stop. I have to do this the rest of my life. Just to keep. He was more for the people, and he did for his people.
Yep. Which also
they
came
were
from war.
The Bedouins. They were indigenous. Well, isn't that weird how they always go after the indigenous? The native people, the people that, and we're living on indigenous land. I mean, it's not a reservation, but this is where the indigenous.
From the beginning, there's been people out there that think they're better than someone else because they have some sort of thing.
Yeah, or they want your things.
Yeah.
I want to take away what's making you happy because it's going to make me happy. And this plays out
And then
in
they're never happy.
this plays out in the smallest
Unless you're
ways,
busy
like
miserable.
within our own lives. That same thing that's going on. Same thing that goes on with all of these conflicts and wars that we deal with.
Same thing that goes on in my chicken coop. Everyone wants that
pecking order.
highest freaking perch, right? Everyone wants to be the queen. The boys, oh no, one's got to be a dominant, one's got to be a beta. We best find our places, and they will fight for it. It's in their nature. Which
Oh, they were fighting today.
And is really still in ours, right? I mean, hopefully we've evolved and we're no
Red had
longer
him.
that way, or
Red
whatever.
had him cornered inside the
I know.
doghouse.
It makes me so upset when he does. I'm like, come on, dude. Just.
And then he pulled him out. I'm like, damn, dude, you guys are rough together.
Yeah.
Brothers.
He's a punk butt.
Brothers are rough together.
But then Foggy wants to go after me, even though I'm defending him constantly. So whatever.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, and I hope you all enjoyed tonight. I mean, we've got a few minutes left, so.
Yeah.
Any leftover or things coming in that you haven't spoken about that could maybe trigger one of us to see more?
We got to understand how brutal we can be as humans. No matter how we as a person might go, oh my God, I could never. We got to understand nature is nature. And she plays out through every single one of us.
Yep.
The dirt, the water, the trees, the shrubs.
The lack
the
of
herbs,
trees, the lack of shrubs.
She plays out within us. We are nature, right? So just because we feel like we would never or couldn't or wouldn't doesn't mean there's not something out there that wouldn't or couldn't, or, you know. And understanding the balance within a human and keeping our own balance is truly what's key to experiencing our fullest experience.
Yep, I agree. We're here to see all of it.
Yep.
And what role do you play in that story?
Right.
What
and no,
role
you can change that role anytime. If you look at your role,
Yep,
and you go,
can
"Oh my
change
God,
it and go
I do
completely a
not
different
like
way." Yep.
that." Oh wow, hang on. You know what? Whoa, no, I can't take it back. That's done, over. But guess what? I'm not going to be that person. And you change it from that day forward, understanding that person. And that person, and that person, that person, that
It's the
person.
same person,
All
just different
lies
experiences, different. You're
perspectives,
following different paths and different ways of doing things, and
Mhm.
maybe you're going to get into pottery, you get really into it, and then you're like, I'm kind of bored, so I'm going to move on to playing music. So you move on. That's what we're supposed to do. I mean, we shouldn't do it like, okay, in a week I'm going to play guitar and then I'm going to give up on it. No, it means you play it through until you want something else. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to just say, wait, I don't want this anymore. I want this.
Or, wow, I was doing this because of this, and you know what? This is done. I've healed this part. You know what? This doesn't need to keep happening because of that thing. And being able to step outside of it and move forward.
But yeah, if anybody'd like to sign up for class, I'll leave it in the show notes. And if you just want to go to www.psychicshaman333.com, find the Metaphysical Mystics tab in there. It's a page that's on my website. Find that webpage, go to it, and sign up there. We do these once a week.
Yep.
About an hour
They're different
a
every
week,
time.
and they're different every time. We probably won't be doing remote viewing tomorrow or next Sunday, but we try to mix it up as much as possible, and we learn from everybody that we work with and that we teach. Mm-hmm. We learn from you too. Like, you trigger us. We need to be in a certain spot for
a little while. We will be, right? If it's really benefiting everybody in the group, we'll kind of stick within this certain space, right? It's understanding the energy and flowing with it. And
it is understanding that God brings all of it. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm not saying some God with, I mean, I've actually seen a guy with a beard and long gray hair, but that's a different story. Anyway, that singularity, whatever you want to call it, the universe, spirit, you're that really cheesy, corny. You're not what is it? you're not a spirit. You're not a human.
Oh,
You're not living a
we're
human
not
experience.
a
You're
human
spirit.
having a spiritual experience.
Yes, we're spirit.
We are a spiritual being having a human
Yes,
experience.
perfectly. Thank you for getting me out of that one.
We are here to experience the human, okay? And look, I know there's been so many times, oh my God, really? And you know what? It comes down to that whole frame of mind, right? I do great. I've done so awesome. And now all of a sudden I'm going again. Why is that? And I have to really examine myself. Is it really no, because we've been dealing with that just fine for, XYZ. We did this. It wasn't a big deal. Didn't feel bad. All of a sudden now I'm upset about it. Why? Where's that come from? That comes from my human. Okay, so there's something within my ego I either need to bring into balance or move up to the next level, right? I'm holding myself back in that space that continues to eat at me, even though I understand that it's not a problem, right? Why are non-problems a problem for me? Being able to find that answer in yourself, or at least move beyond it, go, well, it doesn't matter why. I'm going to understand that I don't have to experience it this way anymore, and change your perception, right? All is mind. The way we perceive it, the way we choose to deal with it, even if it's habitual. I've been acting this way forever and a day. It's in my neurology, right? Because trust me, I know there are things outside of our control, even in this physical realm. There are plenty of mental illnesses, physical illnesses, whatever, that are very much real. But it still is our mind that either brings us beyond them, lives our best life with them. You know what I mean? It's up to us how we choose to experience these hardships. They don't have to be that hard. It really is up to us.
Yeah, it's all within the mind, and that's what we did tonight. And I hope that everybody that participated and stuck around are paying attention to what's going on, because you can do this on your own. You don't have to do this in a group. You can do this on your own. And you can do it in certain ways. You may need it in certain times of your life where you need that foresight to show you, and you need to connect to that higher self. That higher self is the puppet master, but that higher self is you. And you're all you are, but you're a puppet, but you're not a puppet, because your free will says, no, I don't want to do it this way. I want to wait and do it this way. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that works out. Like, spirit isn't always right. Our perspective can be right too, from a human perspective. Yep. That's why we come here, because
we need that logic.
We add that physical, emotional intelligence. Mm-hmm. We gain that maturity from it. Mm-hmm. Or technical or mental perspective. Yep. All of it.
There's always those twists, those turns, those things that throw you for, you know what I mean? There is no limit to how many ways any one thing could play out. Being open to all of that, but being grounded in your experience, I don't know, that's just like a key, right? Being aware of it all. Trust me, the most vivid dreams I have, those things where I'm going, oh, no, time to switch it up. 9 times out of 10, I'm letting fear, my control, take over me, right? Constantly got my shields up, I got things going on trying to protect my animals, because they're all in weak spots, but I'm in control, right? That's my human's problem. There's my ego. I have to have control of everything because I'm in charge of it. And if I'm in charge of it and I don't have control of it, then, oh my God, anything could happen. Well, shit, anything could happen anyway. Right? And a lot of times I have to remind myself of that. I have to go, whoop, nope, wrong think right there. Yep, that could happen. You're right.
Everything's possible in this world. And
that's not where we're focusing our energy, right? Yep. Acknowledging it, not pushing it away. I acknowledge, yep, I know. Yep, that could happen. But I'm not going to let myself live there, right? I'm just going to do the best I can with what I have every day, and understand that when I feel certain ways, it's up to me to figure out A, why, and B, how to change it. So
That was pretty good. It's damn good, as usual. But you see how much you can see now? Like, you can see. You know that, right?
yes, but my side is different than yours. And so
It
yes,
doesn't
I
matter.
still
It doesn't
will
matter.
argue with the fact.
And how do you
that
know
I
that it's
said-
different? You don't know. It might be very similar.
Because most
Probably
people say
is.
it's like a movie. For me, usually it's not, unless
You're
my
getting
fears
flashes,
creep in
or
and
you're
I
getting.
go,
Well, you develop it as you use it more.
That's true. That's true too.
The more you practice with it, the better you get. So I think that's a wrap for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Much love to all of you.
Yes.
For those in class, we'll see you next week, next
Yep.
Sunday. If you'd like to sign up, like I said, send me a message. I'll send you all the information you need.
And if you have suggestions, things you would like to discuss,
Yeah.
send them in the group.
Yep.
Let us know.
Yes. Tina and Kathy, yes. And all other group members or
Right.
classmates, class students, classmates. Send it in the group. Send it in the group chat. If there's some suggestions you have, don't be afraid to ask for it.
Right.
It doesn't matter what it is. Like, if we're dealing in the metaphysical realm, that's basically everything. So
Right.
much love. Have a great night, everybody.
Much
Or
love.
day or morning, wherever you're at in the world.
Mhm.
And we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you too.